Good morning, everyone. This is my selfie video for our recent assignment. My first use of computers, that was probably an IBM machine. It was a long time ago, but it was an IBM machine that we used DOS. The screen was black with green little characters, and you had to type everything in DOS. And of course, it was using a 4.5-inch floppy. I used it mostly to play games like Pong and others that were on those 4.5-inch floppies. This, of course, was pre-internet. I did know that the computers or the computer system was for universities to communicate together. That much I understood. I used it for playing those silly little games. AOL back then was one of the first players in the game, so I had an AOL account, and that was my email. I also remember the dial-up account, where you would kind of dial in and it would go, "Dana, Dana, Dana," and it would connect, and it was a very, very slow connection. You actually had to dial into the internet. I used the computer, my first really intensive use of the computer was for business. I happened to be in real estate, and real estate was a very paper-intensive business. The other problem I had, not only was it the cost of the paper and the folders and all of that on a monthly basis, but a lot of my clients were in Europe and South America. So I had the faxed costs. I would have to fax documents to them. And, this was kind of before the email was so big, but a lot of them didn't even have email accounts. I would have to fax them the documents. They would have to print them and send them back. So my phone bill for the business was pretty intensive as well. And then came the email, and even in the beginning, I would email him the documents and then talk to him on the phone and walk him through signing everything, understanding the documents and things like that. So as soon as the cloud came out, or cloud-based services, I got what was called digital signing. Then I would send all of the documents to them. They'd be pre-filled out, and all they had to do was click on it, and they could sign the whole thing. And then they could print their end, and I would have it. I'd get a little notification that they had signed a document, and that's how I started to use the internet, really, was through cloud applications. So I am mostly business. I'm business oriented. I'm not terribly social. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm not social over the internet. I'm very social in person, face to face. As a matter of fact, sometimes they tell me I'm a talkative. But I'm not social as far as networking and any of that. I do use texting, but I use voice to text, which is much more efficient, much quicker than I can take with my big thumbs and send text. While I do have I have a Facebook account and I have a LinkedIn account, but again, that is business related. It's not so much, I don't participate, I don't log pictures. I tell everybody happy birthday, and I make connections, business-wise with LinkedIn. So again, my main thing is the cloud. I've been using the cloud since its very existence. And I ended up, with the Google, I started out, I think I have OneDrive, I have a Box, I have Dropbox. I actually use Dropbox for my real estate business. I still use that to this day because I work that with my wife, and that's how we share our files. But for my personal use, it was always, Google Drive offered the most space. So my first email account was AOL, and then I progressed and went to Yahoo. And after Yahoo, as soon as Google came out, Gmail, I was all over that. So I am definitely a Google type person. I like Gmail. Let's see, the spam. Yeah, the spam has existed forever. Personally, what I do is whenever I get spam, I create a filter and it goes right to the spam folder. So I'm not annoyed with it. I have never opened any kind of anything that somebody sends me to open. I've always been paranoid about viruses and things like that. I remember back when that was popular. I don't open it. I will actually call the person that allegedly sent it to me and say, "Did you send me this file?" And most of the time it'll be no. It's where they've been hacked, and then that hacker is sending me an email so he can hack me as well. So I've never been hacked by anybody. I tend to be a little paranoid, so that has something to do with it. Let's see. Again, we talked about social networking. That's not my thing. I'm not a social networker. Obviously, I wouldn't be using dating sites. That would, I mean, why would anybody do that when you can, just every day walking around in your everyday life, going to the shopping, going to Publix, going to wherever you go, you have such vast opportunities to network and if that's your thing. I'm married now, but I used to do all of my dating was done through going out, and you just never know where you're going to run into somebody for a date. Again, now we'll talk about the email a little bit. I kind of went over that. I'm a big fan of email. That's my thing. Everything's documented, everything that you do. I think that concludes my selfie video. I think you all understand that I use computers and I use the internet mostly for business. If I don't know something, I will typically Google it because you can find everything on Google. You can actually find videos. I left out one thing that when I learned how to do everything digital, with the cloud storage and the digital signing, I was still in the real estate business. I actually created a company and a business where I was going to teach the real estate agents to do exactly what I did. So, I got the green screen, I made videos. I thought they would welcome the opportunity not to use paper and to do everything digital. And I created videos to show them about folder naming conventions or folder structure and file naming conventions. Everything that I was using, it was just so easy, and nobody got the implication of it. Nobody got the time-saving benefit of it. The fact that paper is made from trees. We're all working together to save the planet. And you know what? Even 10 years later, people still aren't doing that. Everybody's into the social networking. They're all into Snapchat, Snapshack, or Twitter, or all of those things, Facebook, but they're not digital. And I'm flabbergasted. I just don't understand how they would not understand the benefits of being digital. Anyway, I don't want to bore everyone. I apologize for the video. I know it's terrible, but the assignment is to create a selfie video. This is an older, I think it's a 920 Logitech HD webcam, but something happened when I upgraded to Windows 10, and it is not compatible at all with this webcam. So I went to Best Buy this week, and they were sold out. I've ordered a new webcam, which I hope will resolve this problem. Okay, everyone, have a great week at the U. This is Frank Martone signing off.